I am Catherine Stewart. I am a math teacher at New Paltz High School, former dancer. You know, as long as I can remember being alive, I wanted to dance. I used to flit around the room. My mom says whenever she would put Bach on, I would dance around the living room. So when I was 7, my parents signed me up for ballet classes. And Juanita Makarov was my teacher, and she was amazing, and I fell in love with ballet. And yeah, I just always wanted to be a dancer. When I was a wee lass, I was in the Children's Ballet Theater in Appleton, Wisconsin. I'm sure you've heard of it. We traveled far and wide around Wisconsin and performed. But then I moved out to Seattle, and I trained with Pacific Northwest Ballet there, and so I was a scholarship student, so I was part of their performances there, Nutcracker, you know, I was a flower for Pacific Northwest Ballet. And then I joined the company, Pat Graney Dance Company, and I was with that company for 5 years or so, and I was a rehearsal director as well as a member. And that's the one where I got to tour all over the country, and we went to South America and Europe, and that was really fun and very satisfying work. And then I moved to New York City and blew out my knee. So that was kind of the end. I just move a lot, as you may have noticed, and it's important to me to move, so I feel like I think everybody else should move, and I think a lot of us learn things by doing it kinesthetically. So, as you know, I have everybody do functions, concave up, concave down. So I think the dance has affected my teaching style a lot in kind of that direct way. But I think my dance training affects everything I do in my life. Focusing on something that intensive from the age of 7 up really kind of helped create who I am. So it's hard for me to know exactly how my dance affects me, because I feel like it affects every aspect of my life. In fact, I was just talking with my dance teacher. I called her this weekend, and she's 83. And we were talking about how we still, you know, like dance around our houses, and now instead of dancing around, we still dance around our living rooms, and we can't, you know, my leg is just a few inches off the floor instead of way up high, or instead of jumping, I'm just kind of pretending I'm jumping, but I still feel the sensation that I used to feel in my body. It's very satisfying. And I still dance around the classroom. When I'm walking down the hall and I look around and nobody's in the hall, I waltz down down the hall, because it's so fun to do a waltz down the hall. You know, performing is, for me, one of the most gratifying things. And when I look back at some of my happiest moments, many of my happiest moments happened on stage, which is really incredible. I had one time when I was just a child dancing in that children's ballet performance where I was in the middle of a leap and suddenly time stopped. And I remember looking around and thinking, I'm flying. And I was looking at all the audience and looking at the people around me, and I suddenly thought, wait, I'm gonna miss my cue. And then I landed and the music started right up, and I just had that moment of kind of ecstasy.